Hi everybody, thanks for being with me here today. I am talking today about wellbeing routines, and the first thing to say about that, or rather to ask, is do you have one? Maybe you do and you don't realise that you have one, or maybe you don't. If you don't, then I highly encourage you to put one in place. And when I'm talking about wellbeing routines, I am just talking about simple things that you do for yourself, for your well-being. So we all have, for example, a morning routine. You know, we will get up and we'll go to the bathroom and we'll brush our teeth and, you know, we have a shower or whatever. That is ingrained in our routine. And that is part of self-care, obviously. But I'm talking about extending that further into things that help us to feel good, hopefully on a daily basis. But you might have a monthly routine or a weekly routine with certain things, like maybe an exercise class that you go to once a week or once a month. That's great. But having a daily well-being routine can make a huge difference to how you feel. Now, that routine will be different for everybody because it depends on what's right for you and what makes you feel good. But for many people, it will include some form of exercise, and it doesn't, when I say this wellbeing routine, I know I just talked about a morning routine, but your wellbeing routine doesn't have to be in the morning, it just has to be at whatever time is right for you. I'm a morning person, so I like to do that kind of thing in the morning, because by the evening I'm just ready to slump and have a bit of a snooze. But other people obviously are night owls, so they will be better having their wellbeing routines in the evening. So it really doesn't matter. The key thing is to do what's right for you, when it's right for you. So just as an example, my daily routine in the morning is to do some yoga and to do some meditation. Now, ideally, I will do that first thing when I get up, but not every day is ideal, so it doesn't always happen at that morning time, which is what I prefer because I like the routine of it. But sometimes it just isn't possible because I've got to be somewhere by a certain time and I just can't fit it in. But then I will always bring it in later, so it is always part of my day. So normally I do, on a daily basis, I do yoga via a YouTube video, but on a Tuesday, like today, I go to a yoga class locally, so I'll be doing that this morning instead of my normal video one, and that doesn't matter because I'm still doing yoga. My meditation I will do probably straight after this video. I also usually pull an oracle card as well. I just like to do that to get messages for my day. So those are the things that are really my non-negotiables, and that's what's key, is finding those things that are right for you, that become non-negotiables, so that you always do them in the same way that you will always brush your teeth. You know, there's no reason why you can't introduce some form of well-being that you always do every day. Other things are gratitude journal. Now, again, that is something that I always do every day. Usually for me in the morning. Other people I know like to do it in the evenings. Again, that's great, whatever works for you. But gratitude journal is another part, another non-negotiable part of my wellbeing routine. And the reason I say have it as a routine is that otherwise it becomes an aspiration that we think, oh yeah, it'd be great to do that, and I'll maybe do that, you know, when I get time. And you know, that period never comes, you know, because we're constantly putting it ahead in our mind's eye, and think, yeah, I'll get round to that. Or I'll maybe, you know, we'll start with great intentions and, you know, to do yoga, for example, and we do it one day, and then the next day we don't feel like it, so we don't do it, and then the next day and the next day. And before we know it, it's just become a bit of a one-off, and it can be the same with lots of things. So in the early days, you do have to commit to doing it, to make yourself do it, but then you'll find very quickly that you start to feel better and you feel the benefits of it. And then you'll also find that on those days where life happens, which it does to all of us, you know, we are human, we have busy lives, It happens to me. There are days when I don't get to it, although those are much fewer than they used to be. But I know that I just don't feel as good when I haven't done my usual wellbeing practices. I start to feel off. And sometimes I haven't even realised that I haven't done it because I've had a really busy day, and then I think, why am I feeling a bit off? Haven't stopped and done my meditation, or haven't stopped and done my yoga, and then I'll go and do it and feel much, much better. So it is definitely worth putting a wellbeing routine in place. Another thing that can be good to do as part of a wellbeing routine, I personally don't do this, but I know a lot of people do, which is to set an intention for the day. And it is a really good thing to do because, you know, as you wake up maybe and before you actually get out of bed, you can set your intention for that day, that you're going to have, I don't know, you're going to have a peaceful day or a productive day. Whatever it is for you, that's another good thing. And another aspect of your wellbeing routine might be journaling outside of gratitude journaling, just general journaling, how you're feeling, you know, what thoughts are in your head, get them down on paper. That's another really good one to include in a wellbeing routine. Now, there are loads of things you could do. Now, obviously, we have a finite amount of time, so it is a question of finding what's right for you. Another thing that I often recommend to clients who say that they would like to meditate but struggle with doing it is, and you may have heard me say this before, is instead of actively trying to meditate, just allow yourself to sit in stillness for 5 or 10 minutes, just with no other intention other than to sit in stillness. And that's a really good one to do at the start of a day, to calm yourself and, you know, get yourself to a sense of balance before you start getting into the rush of the day. But again, as I say, I'm a morning person, so you might find a different time to do that. One of my clients used to do it at a sort of a morning coffee break, just to go take themselves off and sit down somewhere where they wouldn't be disturbed and just sit in peace and quiet for 5 or 10 minutes. And it can make such a difference. So it's really very simple what I'm talking about today. It's a simple thing, but it's not always easy to do because you have to commit to it. You have to make the time for it. But talking about my routine, my meditation is usually 15 minutes. My yoga is anything up to half an hour because the different videos are different lengths. So that's only 45 minutes from my day. Oh, and gratitude journal probably take about 10 minutes. But I normally start writing my gratitude journal at the start of the day, and I come back to it and add things to it during the day. So basically it's a sort of a 45-minute thing for me, but yours doesn't have to be. You know, you could do it much shorter than that. Meditating for 5 minutes is going to make a difference. Having a bit of a stretch for 10 minutes is going to make a difference. And that's just 15 minutes of a wellbeing routine. So if you haven't tried it, I recommend trying it and seeing how you get on. And I would love to hear if it's something that either you do now and what it is that you do as part of your wellbeing routine, or if not, when you start it, let me know how you get on. So, as I said, very simple today, but I think it's an important message. So thank you as always for watching and listening, and I will be back with you again next Tuesday. I'm just thinking, yeah, that's just after the bank holiday. I was just trying to think then what I was doing. So probably in the morning again, but as always, I will post on the Monday what time I'm going to be going live on the Tuesday. So bye for now.